And Rosie, what happened to your leg? I saw you at the premiere, the opening night of what was it? Passing Strange, and you had that thing on you.
I did.
You did? I didn't see it. She talks like that for real, people. Quick story. Now, I'm the first to admit that my memory is shot. So if Rosie says some stuff happened, I'm gonna stay happy, but I don't believe that I would stay seated in an apartment in Bed-Stuy with some crazy Puerto Ricans who pull out a solo shotgun and machete. And I'm just gonna stay there? Come on, I'm from Brooklyn. I know you gotta get the hell out of there, bro. But quickly, it was one birthday, school day had just come out, and we had a party in LA, my birthday. And EU, who had a huge shit with the butt from the film. Bobby, what's the name of the club?
Funky Reggae.
Funky Reggae. So, the party is a great party. Really LA's first introduction to go-go music. And there's this crazy lady dancing on top of the speakers. Rosie, I'm gonna be nice. And I say, please, we get off the speaker because if you fall and break your neck, I'm gonna get sued. So she came down and cursed me out. I said, where are you from? She said, New York. I said, where New York? She said, Brooklyn. I said, what neighborhood? She said, Fort Greene. I said, I'm from Fort Greene. And then she began to talk, and I never heard a voice like this before. And originally, Mookie's girlfriend was supposed to be African American. But the more she began to talk, the more I said, I'm gonna make Mookie's girlfriend a Puerto Rican, a Boricua. And thank you for getting down off that speaker without breaking neck. And I love you, Rosie. Thank you very much. And look, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I know I'm going to leave somebody out, so please forgive me. But Barry Brown, as you heard, gave me my first job. Ernest Dickerson, we came in NYU together. He shot Sarah, Joe's Best Life Barbershop, She's Gotta Have It, School Days, Do the Right Thing, More Better, Jungle Fever, Malcolm X. And after Malcolm X, went on to direct Tupac and Juice. It was great to reunite with Ernest. He shot Second Unit and Miracle, St. Anna. Terrence Blanche, who's done all my music for my films since Jungle Fever. Before that was my father, Bill Lee, who really, I was brought up in the jazz household. School Days, she had two Hamptonians who worked in that film. Ruth Carter, Robbie Reed, Big Mike Ellis. Big Mike started out as Mike, what PA did you first do the right thing? Do the Right Thing. Mike was a PA on Do the Right Thing. John Killick started out and Do the Right Thing. Monty Ross is not here. I mean, they're just so, many people that contribute to this body of work. And I think that's what's important, the body of work. And the opportunities we've been able to give people in front of behind the camera. Because I can tell you that there's a ton of talent out here. Talent is not the problem. The problem is getting people opportunities to showcase their talent. And when I was in film school, the only Hollywood director working in Hollywood was Michael Schultz, who was directing a lot of hit movies of Richard Pryor, the late great Richard Pryor. So when I would tell my friends in film school I wanted to be a filmmaker, I might as well said I wanted to walk to the moon. But it's because of my family that you know, gave me the support, because I speak at numerous hundreds of, over the years, of campuses and universities over this country. I always say, parents kill more dreams than anybody. I'll say that again. Parents kill more dreams than anybody. So I was very fortunate. My parents did not try to kill my dream. My mother was dragged. My mother, who died of liver cancer when I was a sophomore at Morehouse, she was dragging me to Broadway plays when I was 4 or 5 years old. I didn't want to go. But she says, you're going. My father was taken to the jazz clubs. He was playing in the Village, like the Bitter End and the Village Vanguard and whatnot. And I didn't want to go, but he says, you're going. So this all comes down to the exposure. What you were exposed to. Now, I had no idea I was going to be a filmmaker, but looking back now, all that stuff laid the foundation for what I've been able to do. So, I got to speak about my grandma. My grandmother, Zimmy Shelton, she put me through Morehouse and NYU. It's not because she was a monetarily rich person. She taught art for 50 years. And she was an art teacher, and she saved the Social Security checks for 50 years. And since I was the first child, the first grandchild, I had the first dibs. And the thing about the world my grandmother came from, for 50 years she taught art in Macon, Georgia, and Atlanta, Georgia. She never had the opportunity to teach one white student because of Jim Crow. And she died 2 Christmas Eves ago, 2006. She lived to be 100 years old. And this is very important. Her mother was a slave. You know, I can stand up here and talk all you want, but I'm 4 generations removed from slavery. 4 motherfucking generations removed from slavery. And my grandmother went to the grave, never will ever think that we'd be at a time right now we are where a black man might be the next president of the United States. So, if we just turn up the house lights a little bit, the light man, turn them up. Because in the years we try to keep on moving.